Hello, dragonflies. Before we start the main video, I just wanted a quick chat. I very nearly didn't post this video. I have been suffering from full-on imposter syndrome in the last few days. I have seriously doubted whether I should carry on posting at all. This all centers around a total lack of self-belief and feeling horribly inexperienced and yeah. Anyway, I kind of gave myself a kick up the backside and thought that actually I want to post honest things. I want to post things that are me. I don't want to pretend. And there may be some other people out there with a similar kind of experience level in a similar place on their tarot journey who are intimidated, who are scared to post their thoughts and their views and their ideas, because there are so many amazing YouTubers out there with decades of experience. But, you know, I'm so used to making a fool of myself, dragonflies, as you very well know. It's a Dragonfly Dilly kind of trademark to take the mickey out of myself before anyone else has a chance to do it. And so I thought, if I can post this video, which I have zero confidence in, then perhaps some of you out there who are a little bit scared to share but want to, hopefully you'll feel better about doing so, because let's face it, you're never going to produce anything as bad as this video. However, I have also included a little game. At points in which the Imposter Goblins clearly kicked in this video, there will be an actual goblin. So please feel free, dragonflies, to play a little game of Spot the Goblin whilst this video plays. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for listening. Hey, lovely dragonflies. How are you all today? I really hope you're doing well. Welcome if you've not been before. My name is Dilly, and if you have been here before, welcome back, and I'm so grateful to everybody for being here and watching. I'm going to do a little VR today, which I wasn't going to do, but I've been having a bit of a wobble, dragonflies. Imposter syndrome has kicked in. Again, it does that from time to time. And the little gremlins on my shoulder have been telling me that, aside from just showing off my decks, I don't have enough experience to do anything else. On YouTube, I have nothing else to offer the community. There are people out there with decades more experience than me, so what can I possibly bring to the table other than making myself look silly and naive and unskilled, I guess. So with that wobble, I actually found this VR and I thought it was a really nice bridging gap, because I do want to kind of do a little bit more about my practice and readings. I want to do a little bit more about my witchcraft practice and paganism side of things. And I just want to kind of not dominate with deck videos. I'm still going to do the deck videos because I personally love watching other people do them, so I'm still going to do them. But I just like to kind of maybe sort of, I don't know, spread my wings a little bit more. So this VR is a nice little bridge between the kind of pretty chill, easy deck videos and the slightly more meaningful, in-depth stuff that I'm so terrified of doing. And this is #Don'tAskYourTarot. And this was started not as a hashtag, actually, but as sort of a list of questions to kind of test your tarot almost, or to give it, I think it was by Facesight Tarot, and I think they described it as giving your deck an existential crisis. So it's kind of, don't ask your deck, but we're going to anyway. And then Astaria Sen turned this into the hashtag, which I thought was great, which is actually how I found it, which is awesome. So I thought, yeah, this is fun because it's one deck and we're asking questions and we're drawing cards, but it's not like a big kind of serious spread or anything like that. So that's why it felt like a nice middle ground. Now, when selecting decks, I really struggled, actually. I've seen a couple more VRs to this tag, and the deck choices have been brilliant. My favourite, I think, was the Mood Tarot, which was the perfect deck. I'm so sorry that I don't remember off the top of my head who that was, but it was such a good deck for this video. And I don't have any really kind of funny, irreverent decks, I don't think. Not that I could kind of call to mind, and so I was kind of torn between a few. I even debated bringing out the Mind's Eye Tarot, and if you know from previous videos my relationship with that, you realise how desperate I was. Because all I'm going to say to those that don't know is I used to love it, and then it was really mean to me, and it was really mean to a couple of family members that I read for, and so it's kind of sat on a shelf because I haven't forgiven it yet. Anyway, but then, do you know, I thought the hashtag is don't ask your tarot. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to ask my tarot. So the tarot that I made myself. If you haven't seen this, I made this by hand. I just hand drew and coloured the whole thing with pen. And then I stamped the backs, and it's messy. It's all over the place, but I did it as a real learning exercise because I really wanted to be in a situation where I really understood the cards, and it felt like something that could really help me do that. But it's grown into a deck that, although it's completely flawed and imperfect, that I actually really love to use. So I thought, do you know what? I will ask my tarot the questions and the prompts and see where we go. Now I'm putting a lot of pressure on you, little deck. This scrappy, scruffy little fella. But, you know, I love him, so I don't know why it's a him. I love it. And I'm going to try using this to answer the questions. Now, please bear in mind, I've been reading tarot or learning tarot for 2.5 to 3 years. I am still probably very much base level. I do try and get as deep as I can and use my intuition as much as I can, but I'm sure many of you will look at this and go, no, love, not at all. But I shall do my very, very best to do this justice, and this is a bit of a kind of out of my comfort zone moment, reading cards on the hop on a video, so we shall try. Okay, so the first question that I need to ask my little deck is, what is the purpose of tarot? Now, I'm not a fancy shuffler, but I do generally, with decks that I really connect with, get jumpers or ones that stand out and go me, pick me, like that. So that's how I draw cards for myself generally. I wouldn't do that in a reading for someone else. Not that I do many of those, but... Okay, the Page of Cups. Oh, now that's rather lovely. So I very much use... Oh, hang on, my books. Bear with me. My book's fallen on the floor. Okay. I very much use tarot as therapy. It is my therapy. And I find it helps with emotional times, difficult times. And so this kind of... yeah, I think that really does... I think the Page of Cups really does denote for me exactly what tarot is about for me. It's a therapeutic... it allows me to make sense of my emotions. It allows me to set some emotions free, but also to understand and... work through those emotions, and in a really sort of positive and gentle way. And that, to me, that fits my purpose for tarot really, really well. So good shout for the first pull, little deck. You're doing okay. Also, I love that card. Okay, Question 2, turn the page. If tarot were a living person, what would they be like? Wow, so if tarot, I missed that one. If tarot was a living person, what would they be like? Let's see what we get. Okay. Ah, the 10 of Cups. Well, that's adorable. Wow, they would just be a completely kind of fulfilled, contented, complete person in living the sort of, not the high life, but the contented life. They'd be somebody surrounded by loving family and everything that they've worked hard for. Yeah, that's really nice. So that is what tarot would be, and that makes sense. You know, someone that's completely kind of got it together. Oh, yeah, excellent. Right, so when the next question we have, this is going to be tricky because I don't really look at TikTok. I certainly don't watch tarot videos on there. But the question is, has TikTok greatly altered tarot, or how has TikTok altered tarot? So let's see. It must all be out there going, what are you doing? Is that, there we go. Oh, now that's a good one, Dragonflies. That's a really good one, isn't it? The illusion, perhaps it's presenting things in an unrealistic way, in an inaccurate way. It's creating an illusion that isn't necessarily the truth. They're hiding behind something. This kind of veil that's over it, perhaps in these little kind of attempts to go viral, TikTok-y kind of style. Perhaps a lot of the truth in tarot is being lost or veiled. Maybe that's what it means. Again, this is just my inexperience talking, I think. But if any of you guys have got any ideas, I'd love to hear them, because that's how I learn. But yeah, I think that's an interesting pull for that particular question. Yeah, I mean, my sort of buzzword for this card is illusion. It's the kind of trigger to start everything off, and that I think that's kind of an interesting take. Thank you, little deck. Okay, the next question: describe the spirit of tarot. Oh, that should be interesting, because I kind of feel I know what card I would choose for that, perhaps, but. That one, yeah, there we go. Oh, the 9 of Twigs. So the 9 of Twigs is actually the 9 of Wands in this deck. And for me, really, the 9 of Twigs is about tenacity, pushing on, continuing the work you're doing, continuing I can't think of the word. Yeah, the momentum, the tenacity, the kind of, getting to a point where you're nearly there. The hard work is almost done, but you just need to push forward. So actually, maybe the spirit of tarot is that it shows you and gives you the building blocks for what you need. You have to push on and do that kind of last bit of work, maybe. I don't know. Again, this is just me being... I keep apologising, don't I, for myself? I should stop doing that, really. Yeah, that's a kind of interesting call on that one. Okay, and the next one. What card is most often misunderstood in tarot? Okay. Oh, gosh. I can't shuffle today at all. I mean, my shuffling's not great, but it's not normally this terrible. I don't know if any of you seen the short that I did about shuffling and how terrible I am about it. Okay, so this is Temperance. Do you know what? I actually think that's fair. Because, Temperance, you think balance. you know, 1 foot on land, 1 in the water. In this particular one, she's got that, but she's balancing sort of on this little lily pad. But yeah, I think that actually going deep with temperance is probably one of the majors that I find the most difficult, I think. So I think that could, yeah, I think that in terms of myself, I think that that's probably one that I could and maybe have misunderstood. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but yeah. Okay, that's an interesting one. That's my buzzword today, dragonflies is interesting. And the next one, what card is most clearly understood? Okay, so the different opposite side of the spectrum, which card is most clearly understood? Does that mean, but oh, do you know what? I would have I would have put that in the previous category as commonly misunderstood, because it's very easy to think of this card as just being a kind of religious card, or a card based in religion, based in the sort of perhaps dogma of organized religion, basically because of sort of the RWS depiction. So I'm afraid, little deck, I probably have to disagree with you, but I mean, perhaps for other people this is a really, really clear card. I mean, I understand it. It's kind of, you know, it's a tradition. It's taking lessons from those that have been there before, listening to people that have the knowledge and learning from, you know, I understand the card, at least to that kind of level. And if it appeared in a reading, I think I would understand why it was there and what the connection was, and read it intuitively. But I wouldn't say that it's the most clearly understood card in tarot. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some of you guys think, yeah, it is. That's like, I'm there with that one. Okay, all right, little deck. I'm sure you had your reasons. Okay, the next one. What card's meaning has changed most over time? See, the Hierophant would work well for that, right? 2, I think. Let's see what we come up with. Page of okay, so Page of Wands. I wonder why. I think I might have to disagree with it on this one as well. I mean, well, ploughing forward, perhaps with maybe slightly misplaced confidence, but going for it anyway, ploughing forward with ideas, and but maybe not always thinking it through. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't. Oh God, you know, give me your thoughts, guys, because I can't really place why that would be a card whose meaning has changed most over time. But again, does it mean for me or for people in general? And, you know, I don't think I've been reading long enough for it to have changed for me. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Yeah, okay, this is where the inexperience is really showing. I can't. I'm on a learning journey, guys. You know that. I can't pinpoint that as being a card whose meaning's changed over time. But, you know, I am probably missing something really obvious. Okay. Next we have, what card do I read most intuitively and in the most modern way? Okay. Hey, little deck. What have we got for that? I might just shuffle off camera. You're probably there going, I can't watch this. Okay, 2 of Wands. So we're in a very wandy sort of theme here, aren't we? Oh, well, she's, you know, she's thinking about her possibilities. And actually, I love the 2 of Wands anyway. as a card, but I particularly love this one. I think she's adorable, and I think she's almost like, well, I've got to this level here, and I've got this little shell of an idea, or this little idea, and do I go up, or do I keep it going on this level? So she's kind of just sat between these possibilities ahead of her, and almost like she's got the world in the palm of her hand, and she just needs to, decide which way she's going to go. So yeah, I hope that that's a card I read most intuitively. I wouldn't say it's the one I read most intuitively, but I certainly think that I can read that pretty intuitively. Oh, dragonflies. You know me. Those of you that have been before know by now. Okay, question 9. What card elicits the most bias from others in a reading, and why? Now, I wasn't quite sure how to interpret this question, but maybe the card pool will help. So which card elicits the most bias from others in a reading? Okay. I mean, I don't really know about bias, but again, this is my own experience speaking. My sort of feelings with this card, my feeling is that you are, sorry, I'm brain fart moment. My feeling with this card is that a lot of people focus on perhaps what is being left behind. That's maybe the bias. Where are we kind of coming from, rather than see both sides and think about what are we going towards. I wonder if that's what this one means by bias, because he's breaking free in this card of whatever this was and whatever's got him stuck, or whatever isn't serving him, and he's heading off. But what is over here? I wonder if that's what the little deck's trying to say, that's the bias. The bias is to this side without really thinking about that side. I mean, without completely necessarily understanding the question, I think that actually that makes some sense to me. It may not to everybody else, but then there are a lot of things that make sense in my head and not to anyone else. Okay, and the final one you'll be relieved to know is, what is something tarot cannot teach you? Okay, what is something tarot cannot teach me, little deck? How to shuffle. Come on, little one. There we go. The Ace of Pebbles. Oh, okay, so pebbles in this little deck are my pentacles. And I love this card particularly because of the ripple effect of what can come from this one this one pebble. And it's got the dragonfly in it because, I don't know, I had to get the dragonfly into some of these cards, and this is, whoa, hang on, that's going to fall over. Yeah. Sorry, sorry, bear with me, everyone. Sorry, I've got this little pile of decks, and I balance them quite precariously on my bed because I'm trying to kind of make room, basically, and they keep kind of sliding off. Sorry, right, so Ace of Pebbles, what was the question again? What is something tarot cannot teach you? Yeah, I think that, so this card for me is ambition. So you've got this little kind of grain, this little spark, this little start of ambition that will gradually sort of, ripple effect out into all sorts of possibilities and successes. And tarot can probably show you what might happen if you follow the ambition in a certain way, but it cannot teach you how to go and do that. That's within you. So it can say, okay, you've got this kind of this spark of something here, and if you follow it, you could have this particular thing, whatever the next card might be, or the theme of the spread, but it cannot tell you how to get there. It cannot give you like a sort of step-by-step lesson of what to do, what phone call to make, or what interview to go for, or it can't make those decisions for you. It cannot teach you those things. It can only give you the sort of building blocks, I suppose, or a starting point, and a possible outcome. It cannot teach you how to go and do those things. So yeah, I think maybe that makes sense. I hope it does. As I say, I'm sure my inexperience is showing here, but please be kind, because I am quite new. I'm only a little dilly, despite being 46. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed that. I found it a challenge. It was entirely fueled by nerves for some reason, and self-doubt, but I think it was a good exercise to do. It was fun to do. It's got me out of my little YouTube loss of mojo a little bit. And I just hope there was something in there that you enjoyed, guys. If not, fair enough. I get it. It was might have been a bit lame, I don't know. But, scroll on, look forward to the next video. Because I'll always do or say something ridiculous that you can have a little giggle to yourself at. So, there's always an entertainment factor of some kind in a Dilly video. Anyway, thank you for bearing with me and being patient if you have done. Thank you to Faesight Tarot and Astaria Sen and everyone else that's done this VR. I've really enjoyed it. I love that it's so different. It's not just about pulling decks, it's about pulling cards, and I think that's fun and interesting, and I'm really glad to have found it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, dragonflies, and I will see you guys soon.